Welcome to another edition of the Daily Rundown. It's Tuesday, June 21st, first official day of summer. They say you get the most hours of sunlight out of any day of the year, and then as of tomorrow, the days will start getting shorter. We've had anything but summer weather in and around Calgary. For the most part, for the past 3 weeks at least, you get some rain showers every day, maybe some sun, and a high of anywhere between 16 and 22. Beyond that, haven't cracked it. There's heat waves going on. There was heat waves, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. There's heat waves going on in the States and here. For whatever reason, now, as a Calgarian, would you trade this when the rest of the country is freezing in the winter to be like, oh, it's minus 35 everyone else, only minus 8 here in Calgary? I think at the time, a lot of us would say yes, but then when it gets to, this time of the year, be like, what's wrong with a little sun? 28, 30 degrees. Nothing wrong with it. Tampa Bay Lightning last night finally looked like the Tampa Bay Lightning. They end up winning. They beat the Colorado Avalanche in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, 6-2. And John Cooper had said, hey, you know what? Colorado's got a great team. That's a tough barn to play in, but they just need to get through the first 10 minutes of the game and not be down a couple of goals, not take any penalties, and well, they didn't make it through the first 10 minutes of the game. Colorado scored to make it 1-0, but then the Lightning fought back, tied it up at 1, 2-1, 3-1, and then final score 6-2. They chased Darcy Kemper. Pavel Francouz comes in or whatever, and then the game got chippy at the end. You could tell, I had thought after Tampa got beaten 7-0, I'm like, man, these guys are kind of rolling over. There's not much left. Oh, there was a lot left. Like Steven Stamkos said in the pregame interview, he goes, you have no idea what we have in that dressing room. And I'm like, all right. So now, tomorrow night, the big question, does Colorado start Darcy Kemper again, Pavel Francouz? If Colorado doesn't win in Game 4, and we're all tied at 2, you have to think, once again, it shifts to Tampa. They've been here before. They know how to win when it matters most. Football on the weekend, did you see this? This will probably go down as one of the best games of the year. Stamps on the weekend beat Hamilton 33-30 in OT. The best part about this game, like a lot of people, me, it was 24-0 in the first half. It was awful. I turned it off. I started doing other stuff. I was waiting for the hockey game to come on. Luckily, flipping channels, got back to it, 4 or 5 minutes left, and I'm like, whoa. Stamps have made a huge comeback here. The first lead of the game is when they kicked the field goal in overtime to go up 33-30. They get a pick and a win. They're 2-0. Saturday, McMahon, the Edmonton Eskimos come to town. And the Eskimos, although played better against the Riders on the weekend than they did BC the week before, I think it's not going to be a good night to be, an Elks fan. I think the Stamps are really going to roll. Speaking of the Riders, they win in Edmonton on Saturday. It was a crazy game, as always, in Edmonton. The refereeing in the CFL, if anything, is consistently inconsistent, borderline awful. They're throwing flags everywhere, and maybe the bosses told them to do that, but as a diehard football fan, you watch a game with 20 flags, it's tough. If you're a casual or never watch fan and you're like, hey, I'm going to check this out, and you see 20 penalty flags thrown and all the delays go along, and be like, this is awful. This isn't the fast-paced, high-flying football that, in every promo that you get promised. Riders win 26-16. Dan Clark, the longtime center for the Riders, Saskatchewan guy, broke his fibula and moved a bone in his ankle. Ouch, painful. Had surgery. He's on the mend. And it's funny, Cody Fajardo came out and said, I'm going to miss you. They're like brothers with center-quarterback relationship. And Cody had said he's going to put a sprinkle of Jesus. That was one of the quotes that came out from a few years ago. Cody Fajardo saying he's going to put a sprinkle of Jesus on Dan Clark's leg, get him healed up, and get him back into the fold quick. Riders are in Montreal Thursday. It's going to be one of those crazy early games. It's funny. If someone would have said 2 or 3 years ago, get ready, because obviously the world's going to change. A lot of things are going to go upside down. Like when you phone somewhere, an 800 number, to get customer service for something, when it would be like, your call will be answered in 8 minutes, 12 minutes. That was good at the time. And then when the pandemic happens, everything goes crazy. You're calling and you're on hold for hours at a time. I remember trying to track down some luggage from WestJet. After 2 hours, I gave up. I sent an email, didn't get a response on it. Not that the person on the phone was going to be able to find our suitcase, but anyways, our dishwasher conked out yesterday. I go online to troubleshoot because there's an error code that comes up since everything's digital. I try that and I'm like, nope, LG, that did not work. And I'm like, okay. And I know we got warranty on this because I bought extra warranty because stuff like this happens. So yesterday I was like, it was a huge victory. I was only on hold to talk to somebody about booking an appointment to get the dishwasher looked at for 58 minutes. Anything under an hour now is awesome in my mind. Because during the pandemic, you would have to plan 2 hours plus on the phone if you were going to be calling somewhere. So LG, 58 minutes, got scheduled. Here's the crazy thing. So in that call, I got scheduled to now get a call from LG when they're going to come and fix it. So now I'm in waiting mode once again. Oh, at the box office on the weekend, the new movie Lightyear, the new Disney Pixar or whatever, Lightyear is the origin story of Buzz Lightyear. Bombed at the box office. Now, normally Disney Pixar movies don't bomb at box offices, especially Toy Story. You've got, 4 or 5 movies deep on that brand? No dice. But Tim, when I saw the commercial, I was like, that's not Tim Allen. It's, who was it? Captain America. It'll come to me. Anyways, it's not Tim Allen. Disney said they didn't not hire him because of his political leanings. But anyways, people expect Buzz Lightyear. They want Tim Allen. It's like Woody. It's Tom Hanks. Like if you put somebody else in there, it's not going to be the same. Horrible opening weekend. But on the flip side of that, and we'd mentioned this last week, Top Gun has now made $800 million since it opened about a month ago worldwide. And when we chatted, Tom Cruise only got $13 million to star in this thing. But he, being the genius that he is, along with his agents and legal team, said, hey, you know what, we'll do $13 million, but we get 20% of the box office. And the box office so far already at $800 million. Nice. Once again, nice work, Tom. Thanks for being part of the Daily Rundown today. If you're following us on the social channels, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, it's at Maz McFly.